Ha! Hey, what is going on, crypto people? Listen, what an exciting time to be an early adopter in this new asset class. That is the digital asset space. Holy moly, what in the world is going on? So Patrick McHenry and Senator Loomis, or is it Lummis, talking. They're talking after the Government Accountability Office put out this report saying that the SEC essentially broke the law when they instated or implemented SAB 121. Still feels like it's just talk. Congress must step in. Let me make sure I got this quote correct. Congress must step in and rid itself and block SAB 121. We'll see how that goes. Listen, there's some word on the street about the XAH token from the ZHA network. Got some price stuff going on there. Play community shares some thoughts. I'll share that with you as well. Tim Draper, not a fan of Gary Gensler. Not a fan. I'll share some footage from that as well. And Anthony Welfare is sharing a video about Ripple's CBDC platform and the Bank of Fubon using it. Look, I'm not a fan, just not a fan of this whole CBDC thing. It doesn't matter to me if it's Ripple or if it's XYZ company. Not a fan of the CBDC. I'll share some footage. And my question is going to still remain the same. Is it a CBDC or not? And is it issued by a central bank or not? I just need to know. I feel better if it's a private company or if it's a company as opposed to a central bank government type. Yeah, I'm not excited about it. Listen, I'll go over the numbers and share them with you. This is some really interesting stuff that's going on in this market. So I'll share the numbers. And oh, by the way, cloth, wood, and paint. and just sold for $46 million. But an XRP at $100 or $1,000, oh no, market cap, market cap. And this paint, guess how many colors there's in this paint? 2. So 46 million. I'll get into some more detail about that. Unbelievable. People talk about market cap. Unbelievable. Anyway, we'll go over the numbers. Listen, guys, this is your XRP Ripple daily news. And around 0 to freaking 10 minutes. Let's do it. Let's share the screen here with you guys because, you know, this is some crazy stuff. I'm going to do that as well. Cloth, wood, and paint. 46 mil, babe. Let me throw together I can get some cloth and some wood and some paint and throw something together. Well, are you going to pay me 46 mil for it? What in the world? Let's go over this. According to CoinGecko, the total cryptocurrency market cap is 1.33 trillion. Bitcoin dominance is at 51%. Pay attention to the dominance, fam. That's how you'll know when alt season. Bitcoin is trading at $34,199 again. Ethereum is trading at $1,787 again. And XRP is trading at freaking 59 cents again. The market is doing what the freaking market does. Don't tell me about Solana being up 24% on a 7-day. Swing traders just cashed in on that, baby. 24% on a 7-day, but not the long-term hodlers. Not the long-term hodlers. There's no net liquidity. There's no net excess liquidity in this space. The total cryptocurrency market cap is down from over 3 trillion. It's down from over 3 trillion. There it is, guys. The numbers are the numbers. Look, Ripple's market report is out for Q3 of 2023. I'm going to share another bit of it. I talked about the state of the XRP ledger this morning. Now I want to share on-chain activity numbers from Ripple's Q3 market report. Trading volume on the XRP's ledger's DEX increased by more than 3 times in Q3. And that was in USD. This was due to several days between the 12th of July and the 17th of August, when single-day trading volume was more than 1 million, occasionally reaching 20 to 30 million in a day. In August, on-chain activity from quarter 2 was 99 million. Quarter 3 was 90 million in transactions. XRP burn for transaction fees, 389,000 in quarter 2, 243,000 quarter 3. Average cost per the transaction in quarter 2, 0.0039. In quarter 3, 0.0026. Average XRP closing price, 48 cents in quarter 2, 55 in quarter 3. Interesting that they share that. Average cost per transaction in USD. Interesting that they have that. 0.0018 in quarter 2. 0.0014 in quarter 3. This is the big one here. The volume on the DEX in US dollars. 51 million in quarter 2 of 2023. 51 million. 218 million in quarter 3 of 2023. Number of new wallets went up as well. Quarter 2 was 138,000 new wallets. Quarter 3, 157,000. That is some good stuff. Shout out to Ripple for being able to put this report out. Well, they don't have to. They still continue to do so. That is pretty cool. This is important. This is from Ben Ricker, the man. He says, the man on the street is starting to wake up. It's not long until the collective flock of sheep start to panic. This is a post here. Australia, here we go. It looks like the collapse of the banking system is about to begin. Banks are blocking transfers and cash withdrawals, making it very difficult to access your own money. I experienced this exact thing just weeks ago. Take a listen to this.
And I'm suggesting that if you have significant funds in a bank, you might need to have a think about what you're doing here. You try and get it out if you're in Australia and watch what's happening. Just shared, about to share video on the US, another 3,000 banks have closed. They're closing ATMs in Australia. They're closing branches. They're doing the same in the US. They are driving us into having a CBDC. They are.
Interesting stuff. How will you prepare for such a thing? Listen, I love this because Tim Draper goes in on Gary Gensler. Let's take a listen to this.
Capital Royalty Draper Associates founder Tim Draper. Hucksters, scam artists. I mean, it's like that scene in Woody Allen's Bananas where the cop gets up on this onto the witness stand and says he's a New York commie intellectual bad apple, but I don't want to cast no aspersions or nothing. What do you make of his comments here?
You know, weak regulators spread fear, and strong regulators spread opportunity. And I think we've got a real problem because the SEC has been spreading fear, and all of the innovators are leaving the country. And there's a huge problem we have. This regulation by enforcement makes no sense. We want the great technologies to stay in the US.
Interesting stuff. Weak regulators spread fear. Strong regulators spread optimism and hope and opportunity. That's the key, opportunity. So where is this thing from McHenry? There it is. This is from the GOP, the Financial Services GOP, okay? Chairman McHenry and Senator Loomis released a statement following the United States Government Accountability Office determination on the SEC staff accounting bulletin 121. This is a quote from Chairman Patrick McHenry. The GAO confirmed what many suspected. The SAB 121 is subject to congressional review. This rule would impose massive new requirements on financial institutions and other firms to place digital assets on their balance sheets as a liability with the corresponding asset. Ultimately, this would deter institutions and firms from offering custodial services, denying Americans access to safe and secure custody of their assets. Talking digital assets, especially crypto. SCB 121 was drafted with zero input from prudential regulators and the public. And now Congress must step in to block this harmful rule. Okay. The dude broke the law at the SEC, put this in without doing what they were supposed to do, implemented this SCB 121, and I just hear talk here. All I hear is talk. Take a listen to Anthony Welfare sharing this video on the EHKD pilot program at Fubon Bank with Fubon Bank and partners.
Minted securely by Fubon Bank using the Ripple CBDC platform, each being worth $100.
Using the Ripple CBDC platform. And so that's all I need to hear. Look, not a fan. You know, show me a platform that can show your liabilities and your assets, the loan balance, how much you can, we can already do that. Ultimately, is the EHKD going to be controlled by a central bank or not? That's all I want. That's what I want to know. Is it a central bank controlled or not? Because if it's a central bank controlled, I'm not for it. Not for it. Flag Community put this out just to put the XAH, the ZHA token price prediction, in check until the 1-to-1 burn to mint ratio from XRP to ZHA token, I guess I'll call it that, is reduced. The price of the ZHA token will not sustain a higher price than XRP. If the price of the ZHA token is higher, arbitrageurs will burn their XRP for the ZHA token. Sell ZHA for more XRP, which essentially creates sell pressure and realigning the price of both assets. No hate, it's just facts. As per the ZHA white paper, we already know the ratio will indeed reduce over time. And there it is there. Interesting stuff. Just some food for thought. If you're burning XRP as an investment in ZHA token, just know that there is a hard cap on price until at least 2 million ledgers on ZHA have closed. You may be better off just buying from someone who has already gone through the burn to mint process. Find the white paper here. Interesting stuff. By the way, you do not have to, again, you don't have to burn your XRP to get ZHA. Just wait till it gets some on the other platforms, or again, like he says, Flag Community says, buy the ZHA token from someone who's already burned XRP. You don't have to do it. There is no have to. David Schwarz is on Twitter, and I wish I had that, but David Schwarz says in a post that there's going to be many ways. Many ways. Let me see if I can find that real quick and share that with you. Joel Katz said this just recently. Let me do this. Maybe I saved it the right place. Let's see here. So just, you know, you just got to understand this, John. Let me see if I can find it as quick as I'd like to find it. He just put it out this morning. Just put it out this morning. As well, at least I'm just seeing it this morning. And it was referenced to, and I was kind of surprised that David Schwarz did that. I was a little, here it is right here. The TLDR is this. This is a long thread here. So this is more interesting than I thought. This is a big whole long thread. What's going on? Mr. Huber started this whole thread. Hey, Jungle, it looks like you still have a major misunderstanding about how the XRPL works. No one can block voting for amendments. How would that even be possible, says Mr. Huber? Ripple didn't block the ZHA amendment from being voted on. The developers themselves decided. The Hooks Amendment was not introduced to the Ripple server software due to conflicting opinions from Ripple. Practically speaking, no democratic voting happened with Hooks from Ripple as they didn't pass Hooks. He says, interesting. Andrew said, oh, why would Ripple do this in your opinion? Would there be any specific reasons? All right, so it goes on. Wojake's in here talking some stuff. Jungle says, I think if Ripple's not going to review something as significant as Hooks, a public statement should be made. I remember him doing a video about that. They shouldn't be able to use their position to silently veto stuff. If a statement is made, I have no issue with it. Right? So Joel Katz says, just to be clear, Joel Katz, David Schwarz. Just to be clear, that's my personal opinion. Evidence seems to be that the Hooks developers agree with me. And that's not a surprise since I got this position primarily from them. For those who think Ripple wasn't supportive enough, Hooks is still 100% on track. And there's no reason to think it won't be successful. I think it's the opposite. That would be a failure of decentralization. No? So anyway, it says here, there is one sense in which Hooks may not have gotten a fair go. I wasn't directly involved in the situation, so I'm not sure. Okay. Ripple XRPL opened a PR to import the Hooks Amendment into an XRPL branch. It's this one. Note that there's no obvious reason that this would have made any particular difference in the way Hooks was developed and the current deployment plans. It might have led to more Ripple participation in that process, but it also might not have. Okay. He's defending the validators, says Joe Katz. Says, I don't think validators are voting out of politics right now. That would be such a counterproductive thing to do. I just can't see it. I think ZHA made very good decisions, and I can't think of any better path forward for Hooks. Unless you think Hooks should die. And I certainly don't. I don't see how you can't be supportive of the ZHA network. Interesting. From Joel Katz himself. Norm Guy says, they lost me at burning my XRP for their token. That will be a big no. However, someone wanting to use smart contracts on the Hook might find it useful to each their own. He says, there are a lot of advantages to their approach, though. First, it's important to understand that the idea is not that burn to mint will be the primary way to get XAH, the ZHA token. This is what I've been saying. It doesn't have to be the primary way to do it. People will primarily get the XAH from the initial grants, from airdrops, from subsequent reward mints, from centralized exchanges, and from DEXs. This is the thing that we've been trying to say on the channel. People are all up in alarm and just, they just go from 0 to 100. Oh, they want me to burn my XRP to get some side chain token. Like, what are you talking about, bro? You don't have to do that. Burn to mint, says David Schwarz, will set a floor on the price of the ZHA token. Nobody should ever pay more for the ZHA token than they can burn to mint for. But likely the ZHA token will be available more cheaply from other sources. So why have burn to mint at all? Because burn to mint ensures that anyone who can get XRP can get the ZHA token in the early days. And burn to mint is the only way to get the ZHA token that's certain to be decentralized from day one. While the system would probably work just fine without it, it prevents a number of possible problem scenarios that, while low risk, could mar the launch. For example, imagine that there's a shortage of the ZHA token early because nobody wants to sell it on exchanges. Is that likely? No, but it's impossible. It's impossible with burn to mint. Why not use a two-way bridge instead? Because a two-way bridge requires some entity that custodies the bridged assets on the XRPL. That creates problems with decentralization and with handling forks on other chains. Burn to mint doesn't have these technical or legal complexities or risk. As an XRP holder, you should be pretty happy about that. This is the thing that people are missing the point with the ZHA network, the the burn to mint mechanism. People are missing the point. The idea is, in a decentralized, quote unquote, permissionless, quote unquote world, a group and entity of developers and or validators who are developers can create something that can complement, that they can create something, and that thing that they create can complement and or improve the XRP ledger. That's what you want. And I know the concept is not Songbird network and Flare chain. I know it's not that, but essentially it grabs those benefits. It grabs those benefits. Right? As an XRP holder, you should be pretty happy about that. If burn to mint is not used, it doesn't really affect you. To the extent it is used, it reduces the supply of XRP and is a source of demand for XRP. Why should you object to that? Let me just say this. This is just my personal view. It may not align with those of the ZHA team. I may misunderstand their views and intent. I may be wrong, but this is why, at least to the extent, I understand how and why it's intended to work. It makes sense to me. The TLDR is this. If you're thinking most people will have to burn XRP to get the ZHA token, whether you think that's bad or not, whether you think that's bad or that's good, it's just not true. There will be other sources of the ZHA token, and it seems quite likely to me that they will be the primary ways. The other ways besides burn to mint, airdrops, whatever, other centralized exchanges, DEXs, whatever. There'll be other ways to get it. Bottom line, you don't have to burn your XRP for crying out loud. Someone asked David Schwarz flat out, how much of yours are you going to burn? Joel Katz said, if I wanted the ZHA token, I'd probably trade XRP for it on a DEX if that was feasible. If not, I use a centralized exchange. Obviously, I'd burn it if that was cheaper, but I don't think that's likely to be. Vise Wen said, thank you. I couldn't have said it better myself. So I just want to clear that up. Let me go to the freaking wood, cloth, and paint thing. And again, I appreciate David Schwarz so much because he clears things up in an easy to understand way. People just, unfortunately, sometimes they just can't see the forest for the freaking trees. The ZHA network is an example, in my opinion, of everything good in this digital asset space. Got an entrepreneur who built a team, who built some products that are useful to the retail investors, that are useful to people. The Zem wallet, the ZHA network, again. And I applaud Vise Wen in their ability to do that. This whole notion of we have to be beholden or loyal to one entity is alarming to me. This fear that, there's going to be something that's going to challenge something. I don't understand that. But once again, I'll say it. If I said it once, I said it 1,000 times. We need more choices, not less. Here it is here. This is the alarming stuff for those of you who just can't seem to understand the 3-digit or 4-digit or 5-digit XRP. Look at this madness. A number of these very high-priced art things are tax evasions and money laundering, says Elon Musk. Probably so. A Mark Rothko painting titled Yellow and Blue sold at a New York auction for $46.5 million. Here's what I know. My grandson could do this right here. My grandbaby could paint that. And it's sold for $46.5 million. Why? Tell me the use case for this, family. Tell me the use case for this painting. I'll wait. For all of you people claiming to be utility maxis, tell me about the use case for this thing. But you're good with it. You're not writing to your local congressperson. You didn't file a police report about this cloth, wood, and paint selling for you're not on Crypto X sounding the alarm about market cap. But the second the millisecond that someone mentions a three-figure XRP or a four-figure XRP, you lose your mind. This digital asset that is the elixir, if you will, to the XRPL ledger, which moves anything of value in 3 to 5 seconds for less than a penny. Absolutely transformative, life-changing technology. You lose your mind over that, but you're good with this painting selling for $46.5 million. One painting. What's the market cap on that? What if he made 2 of them? And instead of yellow and blue, he did it freaking white and black. You'd be good for another 46.5 million? Come on already. Know what you hold. Know what you hold and understand if a market's created, a market is created. And if you don't think a market can be created for a 4-figure XRP, you don't understand the market. You don't understand markets if you don't think that's possible. Don't get distracted by coin market cap. That's an illusion for retail investors. Markets are created every single day without you knowing it, and the world continues on. That's crazy. It's crazy to think that there's markets being created every single day without you knowing about it, and the world hasn't come to an end. Anyway, this wraps up your XRP Ripple daily news in around 0 to 10 minutes. I hope that it has been of value to you. If it has, do me a favor and hit that like button. It definitely helps with the YouTube algorithm on YouTube. Is the YouTube algorithm somewhere else? It certainly helps with the algorithm on YouTube without question. And listen, if you've been hanging out watching the Crypto Seas and if you enjoy those hangouts, please consider subscribing to the channel. And don't forget to ring that notification bell, since you know whenever we go live or whenever we upload a video. I'm going to end this one with a couple of things like I do all my videos. Remind you guys of this, that old money doesn't want you to win. But that's okay, though, because you and I, we're already winning. And I would ask you to consider and to ponder the idea to live your life permissionless. I'll talk to you soon, guys. See ya. Bye.